8:05. I'm Carolyn Fox, sitting in for Jeff Kuhner here at Boston's talk station, WIKO. I'm a Boston girl. I'm coming back for sloppy seconds. Yeah, I stupidly went and moved to New York. Well, New York's not bad, but Boston rocks. Oh, God, you know what I did the other day? I went to a Yankees-Red Sox game at Yankee Stadium. I wore my Red Sox hat, and I got so many dirty looks. Oh, it was bad. I was so afraid of bodily harm, you know? But what I'd like to ask Cooksey here is, where is Jeff? He's on vacation. Jeff Kuhner's on vacation. Is he coming back next week?
Well, he'll be back Monday. He's just at home.
Okay, so does how many vacations do you get here when you work at WRKO? You're like 2 a year or something?
I think this is his second one this year.
Yeah.
Because, he went on in January, I think.
Well, you know, a lot of people don't take vacations anymore, and it's not because they don't have jobs. Ladies and gentlemen.
And Brittany was on vacation last week.
Oh, she was? See, look at that.
Bill Cooksey wasn't, though.
Oh, yeah, no, you're slaving over the hot stove. I got it. You know what? There are a lot of people who don't take vacations. And the reason for that is because they're afraid to lose their job. I'm not kidding. There are a lot of people in the United States, because jobs are so scarce, I don't care what you read, indicating that the employment situation is getting better. I don't know who they're talking to. Most of my friends have been unemployed for years. I know so many kids who were recently graduated from college who were in their parents' basements trying to figure out what they're going to do for work because there are no jobs for them. Never mind. How about the kids, the high school kids that want to work for the summer? They don't have a job. So the people that do have the jobs, according to an article in Guardian magazine, only 15% of everyone in the United States plans on taking a vacation this summer. Seriously. The reason for that is, I believe, that people are, A, afraid to take vacation, and B, don't have the money. We've got bills coming out our wazoo. If we take vacation, especially if you're self-employed, you don't make money while you're away typically. So not only are you not making money, you're spending money. This is no way to live. As a matter of fact, I think it's adding a tremendous amount of stress to people's lives when you have vacation and you don't take it. I think we all need to take a break. I'd like to know in the radio family today, are you employed? Are you taking a vacation? And if you aren't taking a vacation, why? 617-266-6868. I'm Carolyn Fox, filling in for Jeff Kuhner here at Boston's talk station, WRKO. Are you afraid you're going to lose your job? Does it look bad now if you take a vacation? Are you afraid you're going to be replaced if you take a vacation? When was the last time you truly unplugged when you were on vacation? I know exactly when it was. It was when I turned, it was 3-4 years ago. I turned 50. Yeah, I know. I got to remember how old I am. I went to a place deliberately that had no cell service, no internet service, so nobody could bother me. I just told my boss, I said, listen, you're not going to be able to contact me while I'm away because I have no cell service, no internet service. So even though they probably missed me, they could handle the problems themselves. I didn't want to have to worry about my job while I was away. Now, because I'm gainfully unemployed, thank you, Obama, I have a theory. I don't take a vacation because I have bills to be paid and I don't have the extra money to have a vacation. You have to be able to afford a vacation. You have to be able to have a job. I don't have one. I'm what we call underemployed, like so many of my friends. Oh my gosh. I have girlfriends that are now in their 50s and early 60s. They have been working their entire lives to climb that corporate ladder. They get to the top of the corporate ladder at the expense of the quality of their family, their home situation, whether it be extra stress on the kids, the marriage, whatever else. They get replaced by two 20-year-olds or two 25-year-olds because these women in particular, my female friends, they are at the companies for such a long time that they're making finally a great salary, and the companies don't want to pay the salaries anymore. So they replace my girlfriends. I have more women friends in their 50s and 60s who find themselves unemployed, including me. Oh, this is bad. This is no joke. So when I read the numbers for unemployment, to me, it's like a joke. Because the real numbers aren't reflected in what we see in the newspapers. I think it's all... please, don't even get me going. So, 617-266-6868. I'd like to know if you guys are taking vacation or taking a pass on vacation. When you do go on vacation, do you unplug, or are you constantly on the phone with the office? Do you ever relax? I want to know if you ever relax. And do you think this is detrimental to your health? When was the last time you really unplugged? And if you could go on vacation, where would you go? As I said before, I would go to a place where I had no cell service, no internet service. I haven't taken a vacation, ladies and gentlemen, in years. And especially a vacation where I can completely unplug. I don't trust the situation. I believe we have Assard on the line. Hello, Assard. You're talking to Carolyn Fox on the Jeff Kuhner Show here at Boston's talk station, WRKO.
Hello.
Hi. Now, have you taken... Are you a first-time caller, long-time listener?
Yes.
Ah, so nice to hear from you. What's your first name again, dear?
Ashan.
Ashan. Tell me, are you employed at this point in time?
Yes, I am, actually.
God bless you. Keep that job. Now, have you taken any vacation?
Oh, yes, we have. We went to a family reunion in South Carolina.
Oh. And do you have any nervousness when you leave the job that you're going to have a job when you come back?
Yes, I do.
Oh, see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? And tell me more about that. Tell me more. Are a lot of your coworkers not taking vacation because they're afraid they might not have a job when they get back?
They take vacations just like me, but they're not afraid that they'll lose their job.
Okay. Why are you afraid?
Because I'm a doctor and I have other clients certain days that were on my vacation that I had to cancel, and my boss doesn't like when I am on vacations and I have to cancel my
appointments.
Clients.
Okay, so you're a doctor, is that what you said?
Yes.
You're a doctor and you have to cancel all your clients. Why don't you just not book them when you know you're going to take a vacation, or do you do the vacation spur of the moment?
It's just at the end, at the last moment that I have to go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Now, what kind of doctor are you?
I am a physician.
A physician. Very good. Well, you know, I hear you. There's a tremendous amount of fear around taking vacations, and I think your feelings are legit. And you know what? Screw the fear. Put it in a chair next to you and go on vacation anyway. It'll clear your head, and you'll do a better job as being a doctor. Don't you think?
Yes, I do.
All right, my dear. You have a great day. Hey, Bob, you're on the Carolyn Fox Show here at WRKO.
Hey.
We're filling in for Jeff. What's going on?
How are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome. Bob, are you going to take a vacation this year?
Oh, you have to. You have to. If you don't, you'll drive yourself nuts. But we should start living like the Europeans. They seem like they relax all the time. They're not stressful like we are. They take the siestas in the afternoon. They chill out. They relax. If you ever go over there, anywhere in Europe and see them, freaking like we do over here? No.
Why do you think? Why
do
you think we're so high volume here in the United States? Why are we so intense? And I have to tell you something. As intense as Boston is, New York is like this all the time. Why do you think we're like that?
I don't know. I mean, my mom's 72 years old now, and when she was working for a city, she worked for them for 19 years. She took her vacation. She had 362 days sick time coming to her. She got back from vacation, and she was hired by a couple of younger people. And back then, she was 56 years old. I think it was.
See, and that's not even recently.
So now she tried to go to court and all that stuff over, and it took for years and years and years. So she just gave up. Now she goes apply because she's a senior citizen. She's 72 years old. She goes apply for food stamps to help her out.
Yeah, good for her.
They want to give her $10 a month.
Ooh.
You know what you told them? I can't tell you online.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you could say it, but I'd get fired. And I'm not even hired yet. Yeah, right, I hear you. I
think we got to chill out more. I think companies got to relax. Business is going to make money. Yeah, and no matter what happens, business is going to make money. But I'm in the food business, and when I try to take, you can't take it this time again, I always tell them, relax. It's good. You're going to make money no matter what.
And don't you feel so much better when you come back from vacation? So much clearer, so much more effective.
Of course, and we should all do that. I mean, I say we should only work a half a day every day.
Well, we're all heading that direction, too, Bob. Thank you for calling. All right, Will, we've got Will here. Hi, Will. It's Carolyn Fox here filling in for Jeff Kuhner.
Hey, Carolyn. How's it going?
I'm having a large day, man. So are you going to take a vacation?
I actually came back from vacation, and it's funny how you were saying how your friends got replaced by, 20 and 25-year-olds.
Yep.
I'm 26, and honestly, I wouldn't have gotten my job if the older guys in my business didn't retire. I'm lucky that, someone actually retired. I'm not really too afraid of losing my job from going on vacation, mainly because I work hard. I work extra hard. I'm in the liquor business.
Oh, my favorite business.
Yep. So, I'm in sales, so if I really don't work, I don't make money.
Mm-hmm. So so you make is it all commission-based?
Yeah, exactly.
I got it. You eat what you kill.
Exactly. So you load up the orders before you go to vacation, and, you have to play it right. You don't take, a week off, right before their busiest week. You make sure to take it like I took a couple days off before the 4th of July and a couple days off after.
Now, do you unplug when you go away on vacation? Do you just say, okay, I'm going to put my cell phone here? No, because a lot of people have a second phone for work, so they just,
I keep my phone in the car, and I make sure, I go down the Cape where there's no cell phone service, because honestly, I don't want to get bothered.
Yeah.
I just want to relax, go in the water, ride a motorcycle around. I just want to chill out. I mean, work is work, and, playtime is playtime.
You're not looking for a girlfriend to share that vacation with the motorcycle, like a 53-year-old girlfriend, are you? Oh, sorry. You know how many times 26 can go to 53? Never mind. It's leading to a very dirty joke. Okay, thank you very much, Will. Jack, nice to have you with us here.
Carolyn, nice to talk to you.
Nice to be talked to. So, Jack,
I wouldn't hold it against you that you're a 53-year-old girl who doesn't like motorcycles.
Oh, thank you. I would hold it against you, though.
Well, I like motorcycles.
I do, too.
I have several of them.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going on vacation.
Okay, so where are you going, dear?
Maine.
Oh, lovely. Now, do you work? Do you work?
I'm gainfully employed, yes, ma'am.
Okay, now do you have X number of weeks per year that you could go, or are you self-employed?
I have like 10 working days, which equates to like 2 weeks.
So do you ever not take the vacation because you're afraid you're going to lose your job?
Negative.
Why? Are you so good? You must be so good at what you do.
Well, I'm gainfully employed. I'm in the power industry.
Really?
And there's always a demand for power.
Mm-hmm,
So I'm
Well,
usually always pulling the time at me. I'm do you want to work? Do you want to work? Do you want to work?
Look at you. Now, do you turn the phone off? Do you turn the phone off when you go
I
away?
take it. I suck it up. You know what I mean?
You suck it up. One of my favorite expressions.
I suck it up. I try to take the work when I can get it.
Yeah.
And, I like the paycheck too, you know what I'm saying?
Well, God bless you. You sound like you have the wind in the sail. We're going to be right back here at WRKO. We're going to be talking to Shelley and Mickey and Dan and Mary about vacations and whether or not they take them here at WRKO. Hi there, I'm Carolyn Fox, filling in for Jeff Kuhner here at Boston's talk station, WRKO. And we're talking about whether or not you're taking vacation this summer. All right. According to an article I read yesterday in The Guardian, fewer people than ever are taking vacations this year. And it's for a whole host of reasons. One being that you have to have a job to take a vacation because you're sort of on vacation. But that's not really true because when you're unemployed, you're looking for work every day. I think that's the hardest job, actually. And then when you get the job, you're like, what do I do now? No, you do your job, dear. Another reason for people not taking vacations is they're afraid they're going to be replaced. I don't know if you know this, but the number one time for people to get fired is the first day back from a vacation. Not to make you paranoid or anything, but that's really true. And then, especially if it's a Monday or a Friday, that's another big days to be fired. And another thing is that our bills are just racking up. You know, the cost of food is going up. The cost of everything is going up. It's just more expensive to live. So, who wants to put themselves behind the 8 ball? You know what I'm saying? By going on vacation. Shelley, what are your thoughts about going on vacation? Are you going to be going on vacation?
Well, it's a different twist. And first of all, my condolences on the job.
I know, it's
the
awful.
job loss.
Oh, thank you.
But I hope Boston has a home for you.
I would love that because Boston's my home.
I've heard you fill in, and you're really good.
Thank you. You're a doll. All right, now, Shelley, what's your twist?
Okay, so my twist is this. So I run a small business. If I'm gone, the business is closed.
What a concept!
So there are a lot of people in my situation that, yes, you can take a vacation, but when you take a vacation, and say you're going to take a cruise, that was the last vacation I had like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And so you take a cruise. Once you close the door, what you've paid for the cruise, times that from what you lose by being closed. So my vacations are this. So I have a little different twist on it. So I go to a lot of trade shows. So next month I'm going to the New York gift shop.
Mm-hmm.
So I leave on Sunday and I come back late Wednesday. In between that time, I try to either go to a museum or go out to a little restaurant I haven't ever been to before, maybe in the city. So when I go to a trade show, I escape. I went to a Philadelphia trade show and I walked the city 13 miles doing my own sightseeing. So I think there's a will and a way that you can do it.
So,
but do I come back relaxed? I come back a little refreshed.
Mm-hmm. Different perspective.
Because I've been away.
So you're saying that you're working in some sense. The store may be closed, but you're still working, but at a different area of your occupation. And you're traveling at the same time, so it's like a work vacation.
Exactly.
I love it.
It's what you make of it. It's what you make of it, and I come back a little bit refreshed, but I get some work done.
Love it.
And yes, you know, having the store closed for 3 or 4 days is not like having it closed for a week or a week and a half or two.
Right. So. I love that idea. Shorter vacations. Go on a work vacation, and then you feel less guilty, too.
If you have to.
Thank you, Shelley. All right. Now, Dan, you're on the Carolyn Fox Show. We're filling in for Jeff Kuhner here at WRKO. How about you? Are you going to take a vacation?
As you've already pointed out, I'm sort of on one right now. I am unemployed.
I love it.
You're
on one of those special vacations.
I was laid off my first day back from a vacation.
You were.
And so a lot of what you're saying is really hitting home, because when I left the last company,
Obviously, I'm keeping in touch with people, networking and things. And the sort of an inside joke is they were referring to the fact that the school bus had not yet arrived because all the younger folks haven't gotten there yet because they're coming in a little later.
I love it.
So it's out there. I'm about the same age range that you're in, and it is really, really tough. We're willing to work. We're willing to do it. And all I hear is, oh, we're looking for something. You have too much experience.
Don't you hate that?
We know that we suspect that, something better comes along, you're going to leave. Guess what? It doesn't matter that, if something better comes along, it doesn't matter to me. Anybody, if you get a substantially better offer, you're going to leave.
Right.
So I just wish that, so these people in HR could kind of wake up a bit.
You point out, you could relate maybe to our age group also being let go for, as you said, for the 220-year-olds or the 225-year-olds. Do you have any other aspirations other than what you're doing? Could you support yourself in another job that maybe you created yourself?
Actually, I'm thinking of doing just that.
Ooh.
I have, since being laid off, I've been laid off now for about 18 months. I have recently started taking some very small contract engineering jobs, just to,
establish your business.
Put money in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah,
I think we baby boomers are going to have to be more clever than ever because I think there are more layoffs in sight for our demographic, and the ingenuity and the work ethic that we come with leads me to believe that we're going to be having more self-employed baby boomers in the next few years than ever before. I'm Carolyn Fox, filling in for Jeff Kuhner here at Boston's talk station, WRKO, and we're going to talk a little bit about different kinds of vacations, permanent vacations, and the normal week vacations. And we want to say hello to Jeff because we know Jeff is listening from home while he's on vacation here at WRKO. Hello, I'm Carolyn Fox. It's so great to be with you today. I'm filling in for Jeff Kuhner here at WRKO. Numbers 617-266-6868 as we're talking about vacations. Jeff's on vacation, and he's so lucky. Dude, he's so freaking lucky. I wish I could take vacation. I can't take vacation, though. And I'm not in the minority here. Most of us aren't taking vacations this year. Only 15%, according to The Guardian, are taking vacations this year. And I can't take a vacation because I don't have a job. I'm what we call underemployed. That's not a nice way of saying I'm unemployed. I really am underemployed. What happened was I was in a business that got hit, bam, right in the face because of Obamacare. So I had to close my company. I was self-employed, and my company was decimated. So I'm not a huge Obama fan for many reasons, that being the primary one. But I bet you in the radio family, I bet you're not taking vacations either. And the reason why is because the bills are, food bills, tremendously higher than they used to be. How about rent? Let's talk to Carol. Hi, Carol. You're in the Carolyn.
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing awesome. Thank you for calling. Are you taking a vacation?
I will take a day here and there as opposed to taking a week off. The company that I work for, we have what we call a 980 schedule. So we work 9-hour days, a typical day, instead of 8. And then, so we have every other Friday off because we work those extra hours.
Are you a nurse?
No, I actually work for an aerospace and defense contractor.
Wow. What do you think of your schedule? I think that's kind of interesting.
Well, it's, the days are long, but it makes it nice because you can take a Monday off when you have your off Friday and get a 4-day break.
Right, right.
Sometimes the holidays will fall on the Monday, and then, it'll be our off Friday, and we get a 4-day. So
yeah, that's nice. Like that July 4th that we just had.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about you, but where I live, people took off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and they were dragging butt coming back on Tuesday. Yeah.
Well, the other thing I wanted to mention was that you're in the wrong line of work. Because if you work for the government...
Yeah, really?
They get a lot of time off.
Oh, you know what?
And they don't hesitate to take it.
Yeah, you're right. It's called job security.
Yeah, they know their job's going to be there when they get back from vacation.
Yeah. And thank you very much for calling, Carol. She makes a really good point. When you work for the government, and government is getting bigger and bigger every day, maybe that's where I should be looking for work. But I don't want to work for the government. They scare me. The government scares me. Do you know, when I was in the health insurance business, and it changed over, the health insurance business as I was how should I put it? I was in sales and promotion. And the people that I was targeting were these self-employed, business owners, who were now going to be able to buy their health insurance online. And if I wanted to offer the new Affordable Care Act plans, get a load of this. I had to register all my computers with the government. So I would have no privacy at any time. They could access my computer at any time. I could be, like they can't now. No, but really, you have to sign all this paperwork that says at any time the government wants to bring your computer in to tear it apart and to go through the hard drive, they can. Except Lois Lerner's. They can't do it to Lois's because she doesn't have a hard drive. Oh, sorry. We don't want to go there. Hey, our number is 617-266-6868. I'd like to know if you're taking a vacation. We know Jeff Kuhner's taking a vacation because he's not here and I'm filling in. I want to know if you're not taking a vacation, why? Are you not taking a vacation because you can't afford to, or you're unemployed, or you're afraid you're going to be replaced by two 20-year-olds? You know, when you come back from vacation, there's the chance of you being fired is all that much greater when you come back from vacation. Did you know that? I swear. That's usually when you get fired, because the employers realize, hey, we didn't need you. We did fine without you. Dave, you're on the Carolyn Fox Show as we're filling in for Jeff Kuhner here. Are you taking a vacation?
Well, yeah. Well, I'm taking a long-term
you're one of me. We call those permanent vacations.
Well, I'm retired.
Oh, you're really long-term. I wish I were you.
Well, the thing is that a lot of people today are not going to be able to do what I'm able to do.
Tell me why.
I've worked, all my life and, put into the system. And, I could have waited and, till like I'm 68 to take a vacation then.
Yeah.
But, why? Why should I? Because the way things are going today, there might not be that vacation time or retirement time.
I agree. So you say while you have the time, take it. If you have the vacation time, you should take it and you should unplug and enjoy your time, because you may not be around when you're 68.
Exactly.
Okay.
I dated a woman, and I'm talking in my 20s.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Her father was like 65 years old, and he retired.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's kind of normal.
He died a week later.
Ooh. Yeah. There's a lot of that. Yeah.
I'm like,
live for today. You're like a live for today kind of guy.
Well, yeah. I mean, come on. I mean, let's put the cards on the table.
Yeah.
I mean, today, if you look at today's working force, a lot of them are not going to be able to retire because of expenses that they're putting out today.
Well, that's a whole other story. And thank you very much for calling, Dave. Dave makes a really good point. A lot of people are never going to retire because they didn't save for a retirement. And I'm not saying it's our fault per se, but we get caught up in the consumerism of our society. And we've got to have this, we've got to have that, we've got to have a bigger TV, we've got to have another car, blah, 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 blah. We're not saving, so we can't enjoy a retirement. Hey, Rob, what are your thoughts? Thank you for joining us here on the Carolyn Fox Show as we fill in for Jeff Kuhner here at WRKO. What's your thought on this?
Well, one, I'm sorry to hear about your business. That's awful. Ugh. It seems to be pretty contagious right now. And, but again, you and I, we're just, just lies. Never happened, right?
Yep. You just pick yourself up by your bootstraps and figure out another way.
Yeah, we're anecdotal.
Yeah, I'm not on the pity pot, man. I'm action.
Yep, and you're not on WIC, and you're not on
any of that. You know why? Right. Because I was smart enough to save for a rainy day.
That's right. I do the same thing. My wife's always like, "Oh, you're such a cheapskate."
Yeah, you're not.
Like, well,
you're
I'm in the construction business, so.
Oh, wow! You had a forced vacation a few years ago.
Well, you know what? I was lucky. I work for an unbelievable company that we're strong and we're smart, and we stayed busy through those times. But we did lean out, and when that happens, you pick up more on your plate.
Right.
So I get plenty of vacation, not plenty, but I get a decent amount of time off every year. The problem is I give it back every year because I run so lean and we run so lean that I really can't take a vacation. There's no shutting it down. There's no sleeping in. I'm up at 5, laptop open, answering emails if I try to take a couple of days off. And, it drives my wife bananas. It drives the kids nuts, but it's, hey, we're a single income family. I want to have my wife there when the kids get off the bus. Or me, whoever can do it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just what I see a lot of is people who get vacation, but they can't use it because things have leaned out so much and really have, when people were let go, no matter what the industry is back in 08 and 09, companies realized, hey, we can do it with this amount of people.
Exactly. That's what you mean when you say lean out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
fewer people, yeah.
Yeah, so instead of running 2 jobs, you're running 6.
You know what? The radio business can attest to that because, many businesses. So you're saying that, yes, you could have vacation, but instead of taking it, you stay on because you're a good sport, and you also know that they can't do it without you, frankly.
Well, I know they can do it without me. I am my own worst enemy.
Well.
But at the same time, it's one of those things where there's a report due on this week. There's a meeting on this week. There's this on this week, and there are always milestones that are happening weekly in construction that you cannot walk away from. And,
would you enjoy vacation if you went on it? Do you think? You sound like a little bit of my kind of guy, workaholic.
Yeah, not really. I'm one of those guys. I'm going to be looking at my iPhone every 5 minutes and answering emails and. Well,
it sounds like you love what you do.
I really do, and like I said, I work for a great company, but, at some point, something's got to give, and I actually am taking a vacation in about 3 weeks, hopefully. I'm trying to get everything planned out here, and it's going to be more of a staycation, working on the house and doing
staycation. Yep, I like that. that. Well, thank you so much for calling, Rob.
Thank you.
Jack, tell me, are you going to be taking a vacation this year? You're on the Carolyn Fox Show as we fill in for Jeff Kuhner here at Boston.
How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you for asking.
Yes, I am taking a vacation, but I'm very nervous this year. I work in the healthcare industry, in the medical sales end, and with the Affordable Care Act, my particular industry, which is rehab, has been pretty well gutted. My company had 250 national reps. They went to 150, and then just recently to 100. So,
tell me why. Tell me the connection between the ACA and the dearth or the the fewer rehab workers.
First of all, we're a manufacturer of most of the stuff we sell, and part of the Affordable Care Act is a 3% tax on profit on manufacturers of medical equipment. So that took a huge chunk out of the company. That was the first layoff. 50 folks went.
Yeah.
And then the Affordable Care Act itself use rehab kind of as a non-necessary means. So if you have a knee injury, you used to be able to go in for 12 to 16 visits. Now it's cut to 4 to 6. Our margin of sales, our sales growth, our customers are very nervous about investing in new equipment. So rather than spending $30,000 on new stuff, they're getting by with what they have until they really figure out how much they're going to get paid. So it's really gutted my industry. 150 reps within my company have been laid off within the last 2 years. So I'm going to Cancun on Saturday for a week with the wife and the kids, just to decompress. I feel like I have to because I work 60, 70 hours a week. But this time I am nervous about going away, wondering about what Monday will be when I get back.
Do you have any savings?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
And,
okay. You know what? It's going to be what it's going to be. My advice to you is stay present. Stay present and enjoy that time off with your family. And you can't control everything. No. And you'll reinvent yourself. You sound like a very bright, lively man. And God bless you.
Thanks, Carolyn. Great job filling in.
Thank you so much for calling. Hey, listen, again, go figure. We have to pay some bills. Is that how this thing works? I'm Carolyn Fox, filling in for Jeff Kuhner here at Boston's talk station, WRKO, and we're going to come back and talk about vacations with Kevin and Mary and Betsy in just a few minutes. Hi, I'm not Jeff Kuhner. I don't think I sound like Jeff Kuhner, but my name is Carolyn Fox.
If I talk like this, do I sound more like Jeff Kuhner?
No. We are WRKO, Boston's talk station. So great to have you with us. We're talking about vacations and whether or not you're taking one. But we understand that only 15% of the American population is actually taking vacation this summer because they're afraid to take vacation. Or when they take vacation, they're actually working while they're on vacation, or they just can't afford it, or they're unemployed and have no business taking a vacation. Kevin, where do you fit in the lineup of vacations and taking them or not?
Well, I think I have a different perspective. I developed over the past 5 years. I take whatever vacation or free time. I try to maximize it. I had a bout with cancer 5 years ago, and I realized that we're trading money for something that's priceless. Time is absolutely priceless. You never get any more of it. You're spending it as we speak. And so if you think that, getting a new car or a better TV or whatever is worth it, you're crazy. Your time with your kids and time to live life is the most important thing you possibly do.
Did you feel that way before you were diagnosed?
I was a type A personality. I had 2 companies, traveling all the time. I still took a vacation a year, but I was on the phone. I had my cell phone with me, had my laptop with me. It wasn't a vacation. It was just like plugged in all the time. And I look back on that and I feel so stupid for having done that because you can't get it back. You look at somebody like Steve Jobs, a billionaire, and he and I are the same age by a couple of weeks. And he has 4 kids as I do, and he's gone. Billionaire. Couldn't get 1 minute more.
Right.
And so, you got to look at it that way. Any other way is foolish. It's short-sighted. You're not going to, nobody gets out of here alive, and nobody on their deathbed said, geez, I wish I worked more.
You're so right. You're so right. How can we help people, Kevin, keep everything in perspective and to take those vacations? That's my advice. My advice is to take the vacations and unplug and don't worry about it. Stay present. And I haven't had a major illness like you have. I just know that ultimately we're all going to take the dirt nap. So what's the racing for,
I think it's very simple. It's everything in balance. It's like the reason why companies give you vacation and pay for your vacation is they want a balanced employee, not somebody who's burned out, not somebody who doesn't care because they've been at it too long. And you need to have some new memories every year. You need to build memories with your kids. You don't want them to grow up and never had childhood memories with Dad. I mean, that would be a real shame, you know. So I know I remember all the times I spent with my dad on vacations and going places, even if it was just car trips.
Oh, God, remember those.
It's all family jokes, you know. It's really great. So, you know, to not have that, to work, you know, to get a few extra bucks, it's the most short-sighted thing I can imagine.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for calling, and I hope you're feeling better, and I really, God bless you, and oh, what an awful thing to have to go through to learn that, hey, listen, it's really okay to smell the flowers or take a vacation and to unplug. Ladies, gentlemen, radio family, please don't let life pass you by without enjoying yourselves and balancing your lives out. You know, here I am, I'm unemployed. You know, yeah, I got a lot of stress. I got a lot of stress too. But I do take days off here, days off there, just to, you know, refill the battery, refill the engine. And if you work for a company that you have to worry about your job and you have to worry about taking vacation, they were gonna fire your ass anyway. I didn't say the whole word. I did not say the whole. They were gonna get rid of you anyway. You know, seriously. Let's talk serious. If anyone's gonna, you know, replace you with two 20-year-olds, as I said earlier in the show, they were probably gonna do it anyway. So just enjoy yourself and remember that, yeah, it is a rat race, but the rat race is in our minds, okay? Because we're all going to end up in the same place. I'm Carolyn Fox. I'm filling in for Jeff Kuhner today and tomorrow because Jeff is on vacation. And I just want to read a very funny story for you, or to you. New Jersey, it has to do with employment. I don't know if you heard this story, but a New Jersey woman is suing her former employer on the grounds that commuting during rush hour caused her great anxiety and depression. Her name is Andrea. She's a former employee at Fulton Financial Corporation, requested and got a change in work hours to avoid traffic, but when she refused to either accept a downgraded job or work regular hours, she was fired. I mean, there's a high probability that she wasn't all that great of an employee anyway. But my message to you is to always take the vacations when you can get them, because you never know about tomorrow. You only know about today. All right. We are WRK. I'm Carolyn Fox. And again, we're going to take care of a little bit of business, a little bit of news, and we'll be back and we're going to talk about stress. That's right. Stress and how it's coming out sideways in our society.
News at the top and bottom, talk in between.
Executing assigned host duties flawlessly because I can't do wrong.
This is AM 680 WRKO, Boston.
I'm Carolyn Fox, sitting in for Jeff Kuhner here at Boston's talk station, WRKO. So we've been together for 3 hours. With any luck, we'll be together tomorrow as well. And we've been talking, today we started talking about leaving kids in cars because parents are so stressed out, so preoccupied. So many people have 2 or 3 jobs just to make ends meet now that they're so not present. We've been talking about health insurance. We've been talking about lack of coverage. And last hour we were talking about vacations and who actually is taking a vacation and who's not. And that was based on an article that I caught in The Guardian saying only 15% of the population here in the United States are going to take vacations this summer. And that has a lot to do with, finances. Our cost of living is so much higher. People are afraid to take vacations, because they're afraid that, maybe they'll be replaced by 2 people for the price of 1, if you know what I mean. And all of this, not taking vacations, can lead to a ton of stress. And I don't know about you, but I am so stressed out. I can't stand it. I am so stressed out that I thought I had fibromyalgia or something because I didn't realize I was stressed. I didn't feel stressed in my head, but it showed up in my body. I was just chronic pain all the time. So I went to chiropractors, doctors. Everyone thought I was like, they looked at me like I was nuts. There's nothing wrong with you. I had test after test after test done. I thought maybe I had Lyme disease. No. At the end of the day, it was stress. And I want you to know that exercise saved my life. In my case, boxing saved my life. Yeah. I box. And now that pain has gone away. Anytime I do cardio, I don't have that pain. But the reason I want to hone in on stress is because I came across another story. Yeah, I listen to NPR and WRKO. Stress is part of the human condition. It's unavoidable. It's necessary to a degree to get us motivated, get the adrenaline going. But too much stress, as you know and I know, is toxic, and there's a ton out there. A national poll done by NPR with partners Robert Wood, Johnson Foundation, and the Harvard School of Public Health finds that more than 1 in every 4 Americans say they had a great deal of stress in the previous month. Half of the adults said they experienced a major stressful event in the past year, and that works out to 115 million people. And the number's probably even higher because the polls only hone in on the people who are conscious of their stress. There are so many people out there like me. I didn't realize I was stressed. It came out sideways. And I maintain that this is what's happening in our country. This is why kids are left in the back seats of cars. This is why there are these shootings and people being murdered and parents killing their kids. The list goes on and on. It's because of the stress, and it oozes out sideways. So I'd like to know if you know you're stressed, what is stressing you out? I want you to vent. I want to open up the phones here, 617-266-6868. What is driving you bats? Robert, we're going to start with you. Thanks so much for calling the Carolyn Fox Show. Filling in for Jeff Kuhner.
How you doing? I already called you about my vacation.
You're so sweet.
I'm waiting for a doctor's appointment, and this really hits home for me.
The stress.
Yes. I'm in the construction business, like I was telling you earlier. And one thing I do want to say is the fellow that called in who had cancer 5 years ago, God bless him that he came through it all, but he hit the nail right on the head. Are you saying that because you're in construction? The nail in the head analogy? That's a good one.
Oh, sorry.
But now I am.
Yeah. So what's your thoughts?
So, one thing, you're 100% correct with exercise. Sometimes I find that I am at my worst when I'm not going to the gym or doing something. And my wife will always say, will you just go to the gym or something? Right. And I'll go in there, I'll walk to the front door with a world on my shoulders, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the endorphins or what it is, but I walk out, and things just aren't that bad at that point.
You're so right. Robert, you're so right.
Yeah,
it's like getting high, but in a good way.
It is, and some of the stuff, what I'm a victim of is creating a lot of my own stress, right?
Uh-huh.
People are very good at creating scenarios in their head that might not ever even happen, right? That guy at work, he's going to mess with you, and you're going to mess with him. Before you know it, you've had a whole altercation in your head that never happened.
Right.
And, it's one of those things that, if you don't bring yourself back to reality every now and then, and, I'm like that fellow called in earlier. I've been dealing with a pretty serious illness over the past few years.
Oh, you have also?
Yeah, and I haven't really woken up yet. I did in the beginning. I said, I'm not living my life like this anymore. And then I'm right back at it. I go through my treatments every 3 weeks and do my thing. But, I forget that I even have it at this point. I just deal with it.
Yeah,
but, it's one of those things where, stress affects everybody around you. You can put out bad, I hate to sound like a hippie, but you can put out some bad vibes when you're really stressed out, and you tend to get people, I think, get stressed out worrying about what the other guy's doing, right? So, why is he, things just people, whether it's jealousy over somebody else's position, work ethic, some guys can walk in and out of the office without a care in the world, and then there are guys who are grinding at the desk till 7, so. You just got to, what I've learned is worry about yourself, worry about your family, do the best job you can at your job, and then you can't look, and don't put yourself in positions where you need to look in the rearview mirror. By that I mean, don't mess around with your wife or your husband.
Oh, absolutely. You're so right. You are so right. You want to reduce the stress in your life, by leaps and bounds. Don't screw around on your spouse.
That's right.
Don't do anything wrong. Don't do anything morally wrong.
Right.
Or do everything you can to make good decisions. So oh my God, that would give me agita.
I live by the theory of do the right thing even while no one's looking.
Right. Exactly. I love it, Robert. I love you. I love you.
Well, you're doing a great job.
You are. Mwah! Thank you so much for calling, Susan. What are you stressed out about?
Well, I'm not really stressed about, but I have an observation. Sometimes I use stress as a tool because I guess maybe internally I'm a spoiled brat and I don't like to do things that I don't like to do. And, of course, in life you have to do things, and usually this is at work. So what I'll do is I'll do the stuff that I need to do, but this project that's waiting, I'll kind of build up the stress, and then when the stress is big enough, I suddenly get terribly creative.
That's a great idea. That's like kids who leave homework to the last minute.
Yes, yes, and then I just blow through it, and I give it to my boss, and he says, brilliant. Well, it's probably not brilliant.
Oh, I'm sure it's brilliant.
And also, a little off topic, you were talking about chronic pain.
Yes.
I have chronic pain, and it is all connected for me with, relaxing and vitamin D levels. We are all in the Northeast, particularly if you are of a sort of a Celtic genetic background, chronically low on vitamin D, and plus we all spend a lot of our lives in windowless places. So check your vitamin D levels. They need to be around 50. I take a pile of it to get up there because I've been as low as 17. So I'm not going to blather on about that, but really watch your vitamin D levels. It really is, when mine are good, the pain is very little or gone.
Isn't that something? Thank you very much for calling.
All right, bye.
Thank you, Susan. Oh, isn't that interesting? Vitamin D. That must be why I love being out in the sunshine. Doesn't that provide some vitamin D for you when you're out in the sunshine? Yeah. I like the sunshine a little too much, but I think that also goes with my demographic. Baby boomers, man, we love the sun. Oh, remember when we were sitting out there with the foil under our chin with the baby oil all over us? Oh, that's why I live for today, because of what I did yesterday. Hey, about you, Frank. Frank, thanks for joining the Carolyn Fox Show as we fill in for Jeff Kuhner here at Boston's talk station, WRKO.
Good morning, Carolyn.
And good morning to you. So you don't sound very stressed.
No, and I'm going to tell you something about this. And the lady that you just talked to is hitting the nail on the head. And I'm going to tell you, I just was with a doctor 2 days ago. But going back, I learned this 40 years ago. There are 4 ways of stressing your body: chemical stress, emotional stress, physical stress, and thermal stress. Most immune systems, a healthy immune system, can handle 2 or 3 of these.
So it's chemical, emotional, what other kind of stress? Physical?
And thermal.
Thermal, like temperature.
There you go.
Okay. And we can handle 2, but not all 4 at once.
Your immune system will handle an example. I'll give you an example. You get up in the morning, you have coffee, or you have some food with chemicals in it. There you go. You got chemical stress. You go to work, you have a fight with your boss, or you have a car rage or something. There's your emotional stress. physical stress would be any type of an injury. In thermal stress, say you get home and you left something out in your car, it's 0 degrees out, you don't put your coat on, you run out, there you go, you got the fourth one.
Right.
And what that leads to is your immune system broken down, and then you will
get sick,
be susceptible to disease. And believe me, the lady that spoke to you about vitamin D, she has got the nail on the head.
Wow.
I have just, and a lot of it's got to do with sunscreen. I mean, there are people that won't even go out and get their mail without putting sunscreen on.
Yeah, I know that. I know there are people like that. Then there are the opposite people like me, yeah.
Yeah, I've never used sunscreen in my life, and I just was checked all over for melanoma, but I don't spend hours on hours in the sun. But all you need to do to get your vitamin D level up, and she is so right, it's important with your joints. I deal with a lot. I've had 4 surgeries, all kinds of business. But what happens is all you need to do is go out for 20 minutes, maybe 3 times a week, with your arms and legs exposed to the sun with no sunscreen. And there you've got all the natural vitamin D.
Oh.
And your number will get up to 50 like she talked about it. I think she mentioned her number was 17. Mine was 20 at one point.
Honey, then I'm going to just get on a plane and go to the Caribbean for the rest of the day. Just kidding. Just kidding. I could walk outside.
No, I'm not telling everybody to go lay in the sun for 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, I hear
but, I mean, we are too self-conscious about this, worrying about getting skin cancer.
Yeah.
If you do it moderately, your body will build up the pigment and you won't get skin cancer.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Frank. Thank you.
Oh,
my God. I love it when our listeners learn from each other. I'm telling you, it's a communal effort here on the Carolyn Fox Show. It's really your show. I'm just directing the calls, okay? Hey, we're talking about stress and that it can cause illness. It can come out sideways. It can cause you to leave kids in the car and baking for hours, or your dogs or cats in the car. Stress, what's stressing you out? Foxy, I want to know what's stressing you out and what you do to handle the stress. We're going to be talking to Jamie and I guess Beth and Frank in just a sec here at WRKO. Hey, I'm Carolyn Fox. I'm filling in for Jeff Kuhner here at Boston's talk station, WRKO, and we're talking about stress, S-T-R-E-S-S. All of us have so much of it. I'd like to know what really gets your goat, what stresses you out. 617-266-6868. And yes, I'm a caring person, and I love to open up the phones and hear people vent. That is a fact. And I love, because it's like a feel-good story for me. When I hear that you guys are stressed out more than me, it makes me feel better that, I'm not as stressed out as you. I'm playing with you. There was an NPR poll that was just conducted, which is how I came to this. The poll speaks of people's stress and what causes the most amount of stress. 60% of people in poor health report having the highest level of stress. And boy, you can totally understand that. People with a disability came in at 45%. And then 36% were people with chronic illnesses. People who made under $20,000 a year, 36% of those people were stressed out. Those with hazardous jobs, 36% of that group, hazardous jobs cause stress. Listen to this. This one's tied. Single parents and having teenage kids are tied at 35%. Now, I can't relate to all categories. I do have a chronic illness, but I don't feel it every day. So I'm kind of in denial. So I just put it by. Yeah, I do what I have to do, but I don't let it consume me every day. I'm very blessed. I have both my parents. They're still alive. My kids are healthy. The dogs are aging, but they're healthy. If you have somebody in your life that's either passed or somebody that you're really close to, or you have a major illness, I don't know how you get out of bed in the morning. I really don't. How about parents who have lost children? Oh my God, there's nothing worse than that. What is stressing you out? How do you cope with the stress? I cope by drinking excessively. No, just kidding, I don't. I box. Boxing saved my life. Hey, you know what else saves my life when I'm stressed out? Music. I love my rock and roll. I need my music. Mike, you're on the Carolyn Fox Show here at WRKO. What stresses you out? Being a single parent, teenage kids, what stresses you out? I think Mike is so stressed out that he forgot to he forgot to talk into the receiver. Oh, that's okay. Mike, are you there?
Yeah, hello.
Hi, Mike.
Yeah, hi, how are you?
Well, I'm having a large day. Are you stressed out right now?
Oh, that's good. Yeah, what stresses me out?
What?
Is the bombardment
of
these people that want to change our world and our culture and society the way they see it should be. And then when we go in and we try to articulate our cause and our opposite position, they go to these judges, and these judges throw out our complaints or judicial authority here because we're not politically correct. I go nuts.
A lot of people say that. Difference of opinion.
But it's not just the differences of opinion. This is a whole change since I've been born of my life. These people, I'm going to say it, progressives, and that's too good a word for these people, that want to turn our country upside down.
Do you think it's maybe that we're getting older and that our views are just old-fashioned?
No, absolutely not. Some things are written in stone as far as I'm concerned, like traditional marriage. Whoever heard of men marrying men, women marrying men? That's not just an age. That's, as far as I'm concerned, this is one, you can call me a homophobe or whatever you want to call me. That's another thing. They make up words. That, to me, I mean, you talk about goofy. And then they have anything that you say, they make up words against you. In other words, they stifle your opinion.
Oh, I hear you.
It's a bombardment of these people that have the greatest country in the world, and they want to tear it down and they want to change it to fit their mold. And when you say anything, they demonize you. That's what stresses me out. We get a daily dose of it every day.
I hear you, Mike. Thank you so much for calling. That's a very common cause of stress, not being heard. We have to agree to disagree at some point, but we still have to get together and have a consensus. Or, I don't even like to use the word compromise because that has negative connotation to it. We need to come to consensus, ladies and gentlemen. We are not going to see eye to eye on everything. But to stifle and to put other people down and to spew hatred, that causes me stress. David, you're on the Carolyn Fox Show. We're filling in for Jeff Kuhner here at RKO. What stresses you out?
Hey, Carolyn, how are you today?
I'm having a large day.
Atta girl. Listen, I love what I'm hearing. I love what the people are calling in. It's absolutely wonderful. The couple things that can stress me out is politics and the politicians who were elected into these positions and think they are King Tut, so to say, and don't respect being elected into these positions.
Right, they don't respect their constituents.
Exactly, exactly. They think that, they're above everybody, and they forget what they were put there for. So that's a big stress, especially with what's going on with this country now. But, I love what the people have been talking about, the vitamin D and so on and so forth. Nutrition and health right now is so important.
So important to our demographic, to us baby boomers.
Especially us baby boomers. And, I work with a product that is unbelievable for people to consume. And it helps with stress levels all over the place.
What do you mean you work with it? What is it?
It's called Monavi. And I don't know.
Oh, wait a minute. That's that acai beverage?
Yeah.
I used to drink that by the buckets.
It's absolutely great for you. They actually have some
what they call stress. It's rest and balance. It balances you out if you're stressed out from your day, if you're stressed out from whatever's going on in your life.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. A lot of people say that Mona V is the beverage of champions. I drank that for some time. Thank you, David, for calling. I drank that for some time. I didn't notice a huge change in my stress levels. But I do want to know. I really want to know what you're all stressed out about. You're stressed out. I'm stressed out. I'm stressed out because I'm underemployed, and that's a killer. But I don't have that. I don't have a sick parent. A major chronic illness. I was a single mom. I guess technically I still am, but my kids are grown now. They're not teenagers. But the 35%, what do you think is harder? Being a single parent or having a teenager? Oh my God. And then go have them together? Send me to Butler Hospital already, would you? We'll be back. We'll be talking more about stress factors and what sends us to Butler Hospital in just a minute. Good morning. Carolyn Fox here. I'm filling in for Jeff Kuhner. Jeff's going to be back on Monday, so don't get your panties up in a bunch. Jeff's on vacation, and you know what? It's good to have a vacation. We're talking about stress. I think we'd have less stress if we took the vacations that we actually had coming to us. What's the stupidest thing that you've ever done while stressed out? What's the one thing you regret having done while you were stressed out? Because sometimes stress can make you do really wacky stuff. 617-266-6868. 617-266-6868. Hey, Joe. You're on the Carolyn Fox Show as we fill in for Jeff Kuhner here at Boston's talk station, WRKO.
Oh, good morning, Carolyn. That question you just raised, I'm unprepared for.
Oh, you're on. Okay, no worries. Now, so what did you want to talk about, dear?
Well, I was just a couple of things. First, the simple thing that stresses me out. Anytime I walk along a road, a street, a beach, to a trail, it's just amazing how much trash there is everywhere. People don't care. They just throw it out the window. Just drive. If you're on an island at a red light, you look down, there's about 1,000 cigarette butts.
I don't get it.
It's so sad. People don't care. I guess they think somebody's just going to come along and pick up that trash.
Well, as bad as it is here in Massachusetts, I want to tell you it's 10 times worse in New York. It's disgusting. Never mind all the trash that we make. Don't even get me going. I stress about all the trash we make and where it's going. Where is all the trash going? That stresses me out. So thank you very much for calling, Joe. Rob, you're on the Carolyn Fox Show as we're filling in here for Jeff Kuhner here at Boston's talk station. What stresses you out and what do you do about it?
Hello?
Yes, I'm right here, dear.
I'm sorry. I wasn't sure. You woke up there for a second. No, I'm talking about you guys were talking about stress a little while ago.
Yes.
And a gentleman was talking about Mona V, how nice and that you drank the stuff too. I have a product that I deal with to also relieve stress.
Okay, this isn't a commercial. It's not a commercial.
Oh, I know that. But all I'm saying is the XFuse is very good. It's 100% pure and natural.
Well, thank you very much.
And weight loss.
Thank you, dear. We've got MJ on the phone. Hello, MJ. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, Carolyn.
Hi, dear. So tell me what we should do.
Well, I just can't thank you enough. I hit this, and hey, I'm a Democrat.
Yeah.
I'm a liberal, whatever. It's nice to hear people that can talk and understand. And Carolyn, you have done it.
Oh, that's very sweet.
No, you really have. You really will pull in so many people on the radio, and I will tell everybody I know, because I'm really I know you are 50.
Yeah, 1960, baby, but who's counting?
No, you're not doing much.
Yeah. That's all right. Life is good.
Toi.
Yeah, thank you very much for calling. MJ, thank you. You have a lovely weekend and stay out of the sun, okay? Hey, Steve, you're on the Carolyn Fox Show as we're filling in for Jeff Kuhner here at Boston's Talk Station. What do you do for stress?
Sit back, relax, take a deep breath, go play with my grandkids.
Oh, good for you. Now, are you still working? Do you still...
Oh, yeah. I still work 80 hours a week.
80 hours a week. Now, do you find that you love your job? Is it like almost like relaxation for you, or is it really intense?
I'd say every job has its moments.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and when I go to home and when I head out the door, I leave the job at the job.
Good for you. What kind of work do you do?
I am a general manager, fleet mechanic, all the above, small construction company. I just take a deep breath and say, whatever.
Yeah, you know what? I give you a lot of credit for being able to do that. Not a lot of us can. I know that I get a little bit hot and bothered when things don't go the way I want them to go. I always want to fix things. And when I can't fix them, I get really stressed out, and I need to go boxing. I need to hit a bag.
Right. This is kind of the same thing. What stresses me out, though, is mainly people who don't want to work.
I hear you.
Lack of respect.
So you think so both those two things, lack of respect and don't want to work, not necessarily together.
Sometimes I find that combined, there's no way to separate them, because usually one helps the other one fail.
I hear you. I hear you.
I've been doing this for 45 years, and it's like, I see the work ethic in this country diminished.
I agree.
The other thing, too, I hear people about losing their jobs.
Yeah.
If you're good at what you do, they don't want you to go.
Right.
In other words, I always tell kids, be put yourself positioned so if you leave, they miss you, not glad you're gone.
That's great advice. Sometimes, though, I find that people are really good at jobs that they enjoy doing. If you can't stand what you do, if you have the luxury of changing and getting into something that's your vocation, like a hobby. I always loved radio. I mean, I've been on radio since 1975. On and off since 1975, and it was always a hobby for me, and then it became how I made a living. So I'm sitting here behind the microphone having the time of my life. This is where I belong.
Well, you know what is talk radio? If you notice, all the callers have an intelligent thought.
Yes, I do. I noticed that. I noticed that talk radio listeners are brilliant. Just brilliant and very articulate. And they take life seriously, yes. And I also like the fact that, generally speaking, we provide, we give people slack. When we call in, we just agree to disagree. Big deal. Life goes on,
And that's how the country was formed, with disagreements. But the talk radio is, at least the people who listen to it have a clue.
Yeah. They're engaged. I hear you.
Yeah,
I hear you. Thank you, Steve.
You have an awesome day.
Yeah, you too. You have a good weekend. Assuming that, today is the last day of your work week. When it's summer, it's very often, a lot of people take those Fridays off, those Mondays off. A lot of people don't take the long vacations, the week-long vacations. They take a day here, take a day there. So I was asking you a couple of minutes ago, have you ever done anything really stupid while you've been stressed out? I remember when I was, working and I had my kids at home and I was divorced, and that balance between work and the kids, and then when they started driving during their teenage years, that was awful. But nothing was worse, I think. Nothing is worse to me than a bad relationship. Now, granted, I've never had a sick relative or a sick kid, and I can't imagine what that's like. But I gotta tell you, the most stressful thing I've ever done was being married. And I know that, so I'm not married, so what are you going to do? 617-266-6868, 617-266-6868. What's the dumbest thing you've ever done while you're stressed out? I want to know that. And I want to know what you do to calm down. I'm looking at some of the messages here that we're getting, some of the text messages here. I wish I knew the number. I'd send it out over the air. So all you have to do is text 680-680, not like a 617. It's just 6. So you go to your text messaging on your phone, 680-680, and you can text us your comments. I like the comment about the woman who says gardening calms her down. It's putting your hands in the soil. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Here's a story, okay? So I was reading one of my new favorite magazines called The Week. I know people don't read magazines anymore. They read everything online. I'm still a paper and pen kind of gal. Here's a guy, an American exchange student in Germany, who climbed inside a giant stone sculpture of a female private part, became stuck, and had to be pulled free by 22 firefighters. Now, granted, what the problem there was, he was drunk, and he was probably drunk because he was stressed out. How about this one? A 63-year-old woman with lung cancer, see, the sickness, chased a burglar out of her Indiana home by repeatedly whacking the burglar with a wooden back scratcher. I always wondered what we were supposed to do with these wooden back scratchers. Now I know. Weapons of mass destruction. Here's another one. Okay, so wait a second. Oh, a motorboat crashed into floating runway lights, at New York's LaGuardia Airport, when the captain allegedly left the helm to engage in a drunken menage a trois. This is what can happen when you're stressed. You can end up doing wacky stuff like these folks, okay? I want to hear about your wacky stories and what's happened to you because of stress and how you calm yourself down. I'm Carolyn Fox. We are WRKO, and when we continue, more wacky stories about what induces or calms you down for stress, or what induces the crazy stories to begin with. Hello, Carolyn Fox here. I'm in for Jeff Kuhner at Boston's talk station, WRKO. We're talking about stress. What stresses you out? How do you calm down? What do you do? I love exercise and music. I love boxing. I like long-distance bike riding. I like listening to my rock and roll, man. When I'm stressed out, there's nothing like a little Led Zeppelin or the Rolling Stones. Dan, hi, you're in the Carolyn Fox Show, filling in for Jeff Kuhner here at Boston's talk station, WRKO. What about your stress levels? How are you doing there? Dan, are you there?
Hi, how you doing, Carolyn? First of all, I just want to tell you I'm your number one fan of I recall you at your various stations over the years, and I enjoy listening to you very much. It was quite a surprise.
Oh, thank you, Dan. That's so nice. So, long-time fan.
Yes, indeed. 28 years at the T, and I just woke up and I heard you on. I couldn't believe it.
Now, did you just wake up while you were working, or hopefully you have the day off?
Oh, no. They're very strict about that now, Karen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, nice to talk to you. So tell me, what do you do for stress, dear?
Okay, this is what I do. You're not going to believe it. I just adopted a new hobby recently.
Okay. Can we talk about it on the air?
I raise chickens.
You do?
Yes, I have chickens in my backyard. I'm right here in Belmont. It's legal now.
Uh-huh.
And we have, it's quite the time. I'll tell you, it relieves stress, although it does bring on new stresses because always fighting off the intruders.
What do you mean? The animals that want to go for the chickens? Or?
Yeah, but it's, it's the intruders are always trying to get in there at the chickens. But
okay, yeah.
It's a good hobby. I'd recommend it to anybody, and plus the eggs.
The eggs. Oh, fresh, off the press.
And people come over, and I say, they go, oh, I want to see the chickens.
Okay.
So we go out there and we look at them, and it's fun. You let the chickens out, you let them run around, and people seem to enjoy that. And then at the end, I say, hey, you like eggs? And they say, who doesn't like eggs?
Yeah. Do they plop on demand? Do they just squeeze one out while your guests are there?
Although you'd be surprised. Sometimes, there's no eggs, and then you have a 5-minute conversation. You go, hey, let's check just for the heck of it.
And boof.
and boom, there's an egg.
Yeah. Now,
and you say, hey, take it home, surprise your wife, whatever.
Well, listen, I've heard of a lot of hobbies, but having chickens in our backyards and having chickens as pets.
No, they're not pets.
Oh.
No, although I did name them.
You did?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
What's one of the chickens' names?
Brenda. Annabelle. You let the kids name them. It's hard to keep track of all the names.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
How many do you have?
I have 7 chickens, but even with 7, it's hard to remember the names because they all look alike. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
they say that.
They move quickly. So you go, there's Brenda. No, that's not Brenda.
Oh, yeah,
that's, Martha.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
It's tough to keep track of them, but I'm telling you, you sit out there, you put a chair out there, and you let the chickens out, and they walk around, they peck at the grass.
Yeah.
Eat the bugs.
Yeah.
And it's definitely relieves stress.
Well, I'm so glad you called. I need to say, and I don't usually say this about listeners because I love you all, that guy sounded a little bit kooky. A little bit kooky with the chickens and stuff, and I'm not so sure about that guy. Anyway, we have to go for the day, and I want to thank everybody in the radio family for calling in. I had a ball, and I hope you'll come back tomorrow. And if you'd like, you can text us a topic that you want to talk about tomorrow, and I'll be so glad to accommodate you. 680-680 is our text number. And, or you can call us, but I would do it really quick. I would do it really quickly. You can ask the producers here at 617-266-6868, if we could talk about X tomorrow. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow here at WRKO.
News at the top and bottom, talk in between.
Executing assigned host duties flawlessly because I can't do wrong.
This is AM 680 WRKO, Boston.